2023 has gotten off to a really good start when it comes to upcoming MMORPG announcements, and this most recent one, Pax Dei, is actually one that does indeed look quite promising. And here's the part that a lot of you probably want to hear. Yes, it's coming from a well-funded, experienced MMO dev team, and it's being made in Unreal Engine 5. I know that alone will have a lot of you excited. In this video, we're going to talk about what we know so far about Pax Dei, why I think this is easily in the top 5 most promising upcoming MMOs, and why this game's received such a positive reception following its recent announcement trailer. But first, sponsor. Crash and Nirvana is a brand new Eastern-themed mobile fantasy MMORPG with immersive 3D graphics, where you play as an epic warrior exploring a vast open world full of mysteries and secrets. Choose from 7 different classes, each with their own unique skills, weapons, visuals, and roles. Fight various monsters or bosses in dungeons or out in the world to acquire materials to upgrade your weapons, learn new martial arts and improve your successive attack skills. If you get bored with your original character, you're free to change class at any time. You're also able to turn into a demon, where you'll have a special demonic appearance, demonic skills, and obviously be more powerful. Story is another big feature in Crash and Nirvana, and whilst questing you'll meet various NPCs that will help you uncover the secrets of the world. Aside from that, the game has an in-depth PvP and GVG system where you can join guilds, team up with friends and fight for glory, and the game also has a social system that allows players to use emotes, form friendships, get married, and even hold in-game weddings. Click the link in the description below to explore this unique new MMORPG today, and get 200 free summons as a new player, where you'll get epic rewards such as pets, skins, and props to help you on your adventure. Download now. So before we get to the recent announcement trailer, let's talk about the 2 most important things when it comes to MMO development. Who's making the game, and do they have the money to make the game? The team behind Pax Dei are a relatively new dev studio called Mainframe, consisting of veteran developers from companies such as CCP, Blizzard Entertainment, Next Games, Ubisoft, and Remedy. This studio formed in April 2019, and since then they've raised a total of roughly 30 million euros from venture capital investors such as Riot Games, the Twitch and King co-founders, and Andreessen Horowitz. According to the company's LinkedIn page, they have between 50 and 200 employees, and have studios in Helsinki, Reykjavik, and Paris. So far, so good. Large veteran dev team with MMO experience? Check. A realistic budget to actually make an MMORPG with big name investors on board? Check. So how about their vision for the game? What new things will Pax Dei bring to the table? Well, I'll let the announcement trailer play and you can hear it from the developers themselves. Then I'll give my opinion on the project at the end, as well as a bit of speculation in regards to the features that we can expect from this newly announced MMO.
It's the game that many of us have been practicing throughout our professional careers to make.
And that's why everyone on the team is building this game, because this is the game that we've been wanting to play for a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about this project for 20 years almost.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We feel we're creating a common dream here, which is bigger than our own. Pax Dei is very much what you want it to be. It's a world. It's a place which is real, feels real. It's always there, but most importantly, you're there with other people. And that's really what the sandbox is all about. It is about maximizing human interaction in a meaningful way. And we feel, this is the holy grail in MMO design.
So the name of the game, Pax Dei, like we're calling it the Divine Peace, and it's based on around the idea the way we're constructing the world is, as a new player, you start in what we're calling the Heartlands. So these are safe valleys in which you're allowed to build with your friends and form the communities and do a lot of crafting and have your villages in. And these are like the peaceful areas that are guaranteed to not be very dangerous. So you're going to be in relative safety when you're in these areas.
So we have modularity built in how we do the visuals of it. The good thing about doing it that way is that we also then give players and the crafting part of our game a lot of flexibility and customizability. And we're pushing this very, very far for Pax Dei.
For the player, we offer a character which has multiple different layers. So depending on what type of game you as a player want to play, you can combine these items which have specific stats.
The thing that I'm most proud about this game is the procedural costume and surface generator that I made for character art, which is a procedural way of controlling the metals and leathers in the game, how they behave and how they look.
All of it is meant to at least be to some extent historically accurate. It goes extremely in depth and it offers a lot of visual variety.
You can then choose to go on adventures and like exit the Heartlands and start go exploring and go to like PvE adventures that are much more dangerous and like experience PvP when you're outside the valleys and you're basically not protected by the divine peace.
What we have done is harvested a lot of myths and fables from stories around the world and implement them in our own way.
Magic is real. Ghosts are real. The extent of knowledge is not known. And this basically plays onto our built-in instincts as humans. You know, we like home, we like cozy, but we're still curious about the darkness, you know, and we also want to experience adventure and danger at some time.
There's more in this world than it might seem at first, and that also provides the sort of progression into the game. Like the further you head out, the increasing the dangers and also the rewards would be.
I think it will take a very long time if you want to really explore everything of the world. But yeah, it's going to be super big.
For Pax Dei, we're using Unreal Engine 5, and this allows us to do incredibly vast worlds in incredible details.
We have this semi-procedural approach where the human makes the interesting and important decisions and then the computer fills out the rest.
You can change things in a really large scale in a matter of seconds.
Striking that right balance between areas that are nice to play in, but have those cool views and epic views of the mountains.
Currently, we're focusing on the PC platform, and we're focusing on launching it on Steam. We're also working on multi-platform. We have the game working for other platforms, and we already have prototypes of that, but the current focus is the PC launch on Steam. The ultimate idea is that we want the game to be playable from any device. It's a way to casually engage with the game. You're maybe at work or, you know, or in the car, and it's very handy to be able to do this from any device, like a mobile device.
I have never owned a gaming PC, and I have always admired the beautiful worlds that PC players get to experience, and this is my chance actually as a more casual gamer to join in on the fun together with the core MMO players, having my own little niche thing to do in the world of Pax Dei.
So if you like games that look similar but like never experienced that in the context of MMOs, I'm hoping that this game is going to be the one for you that actually breaks the barrier and you want to join an MMO.
You know, it's both for very casual and very hardcore. And the beauty is when we have these two playstyles meet, that's where the magic happens, because they will need each other.
So experienced players can support new players and new players can just get new gear and join their friends in an adventure.
As a solo player or as a casual player, you can provide like an incredible amount of value and kind of feed the market in your area or like find the market that has some kind of need.
You don't need to participate in the big drama. But the fact that there is big drama happening in the world gives the world the context. You know, you will see the soldiers, you know, going to war. You will feel it.
Everyone finds a role to play because everyone in the world of Pax Dei matters.
I got really excited about the game because I ran in the empty world, and I could imagine in my head, like at some point in years to come, all of these buildings will be built by somebody real, like an actual person, and that felt really nice. I want to be part of this, building this crazy world.
It's going to be a long journey. We view being the stagehands of Pax Dei as being more like a marathon rather than a single performance. And that's kind of the key to standing up a world like this and also creating the team around it.
We are incredibly excited to see how players will build, civilizations up from, the small house into the small villages, into the towns, into the cities, building up the infrastructure for farming and crafting and blacksmithing and alchemy and finding the resources and study the magic.
Seeing things that we haven't even imagined so far.
The hallmark of any good MMO is to have an initial theory of how the game will evolve, but understand completely that the game in 10 years, 20 years will probably be completely different from the initial game. It's the game of a lifetime.
I believe it's going to be something incredible.
I can't wait to people to play the game and see how they like it.
Yes, I want to see people's faces playing the game and discovering everything that we've prepared for them.
The stage is yours, and we just can't wait to see the world that you make of it. So please go to playpaxday.com or find Pax Dei on Steam, wishlist us, and we'll begin opening up access for our first wave of testers before too long.
As far as MMO announcement trailers go, I think this one came across as incredibly sincere, to the point, and didn't make the mistake of overhyping itself. The only thing the announcement trailer was light on was actual concrete information about the game's features, what types of content you'll be able to participate in, and I guess it was a bit light on showing actual gameplay. As far as announcement trailers go though, it's a solid 9 out of 10 from me, and reading the YouTube comments, most people seem to be very positive about it as a whole. So what kind of MMO will Pax Dei be, and what types of content can we expect? First of all, Pax Dei will be a massive open-world sandbox MMORPG in which the best part of the content is the interaction between players. As this game is made by a lot of EVE Online developers, I think it's fair to assume that large-scale PvP and territory control are likely big features in this game. The devs also spoke about there being lots of big drama in the world, and what's more dramatic than guilds fighting for castle and land? Player housing and building your own town, village or city with other players in the Heartlands is also a big feature, and something that many casual players will enjoy. Crafting and resource gathering will definitely be core to Pax Dei. In the trailer they mentioned farming, crafting, blacksmithing and alchemy, but gathering, mining, wood cutting, cooking and fishing are also likely to be other possible professions. The devs mentioned PvE adventures outside of the Heartlands, and we briefly saw a giant monster, so this game's also likely to have world bosses and dungeons. What we don't know, however, is if you'll be able to purely focus on PvE content, or if outside of the Heartlands you're always at risk of open world PvP. Armor and weapons in the game are historically accurate, and you can see that the characters can each be equipped with multiple layers, for example 2 layers of pants and 3 layers for torso. The combat of the game also seems to be action combat, bow attacks are projectiles and need to be aimed. The few seconds of melee combat that was shown kinda reminded me of New World's combat. The further away from the Heartlands you venture, the more dangerous it becomes, and with that there's more risk versus reward. Here I'd speculate that the world is designed similar to Albion Online, with the highest tier gatherables and best loot being furthest from safety. The game will have magic, monsters are supernatural and come from myths and fables. The game is said to have content for both casuals and hardcore. I'd say casual content is probably crafting, gathering, building houses and making money in the player-driven economy, whilst hardcore content would be PvE, open world PvP, and large-scale PvP wars. The game is primarily being developed for PC but will be playable on multiple platforms including mobile, with high graphical fidelity due to the game apparently being a cloud-native MMO. My hope here is that the depth of gameplay isn't compromised to be fully playable on mobile, and that mobile gameplay is just casual stuff like crafting and socialising in the Heartlands. Overall, definitely a new MMO to be excited for, and an absolute banger of an announcement trailer from Mainframe. For me, this game's right up there with Ashes of Creation, Arcade 2, the Riot MMO, and Throne and Liberty as the games I'm most excited for, mostly due to the team behind it being mostly EVE Online developers with years of experience at handling a successful sandbox MMO, and the game being sufficiently funded. Feel free to speculate or let me know your reactions to the Pax Dei announcement in the comments below, and are you starting to become more optimistic about the future of the MMORPG genre with the recent developments of tech over the past few years? It seems to me that with Unreal Engine 5, the advancements of AI, cloud gaming and procedural generation, MMOs could potentially become more and more easy to make. Social media on screen, help us out with a like for the algorithm gods. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.